tune in for Game 2. And we have Logan Snider playing against Christian Valenti. And Logan is playing a blue-black Infect deck, while Christian is armed with a Grixis Splinter Twin deck. So...
yeah, and looking at their deck. So Logan has, let's see, Phyrexian Crusader, Skitherix, Jace, a Tezzeret, Manleak, Preordained, Inquisition, Despise, that's a new addition there, I have new Phyrexia, Sword, Feast and Famine, Temple Magnet, Contagion Clasp, Into the Well, Go for the Throat, your usual suspects. Out of the sideboard, he's got Batmother, Duress, Flash Freeze, Twisted Image, Black Sun Zenith, Doomblade, Dismember, and Memoricide. Now, what do you think we're going to bring in this matchup? If his opponent is playing Splinter Twin, Grixis Splinter Twin.
Well, the Memoricides are definitely coming in.
Okay.
He's probably bringing in Twisted Image because Christian has Spellskites.
Right.
Those are obviously great cards there. 1 mana, destroy a Spellskite, draw a card. Pretty nice. He's definitely signing in Duress. It's good to just take the Preordain, or if you're lucky and he only has 1 Splinter Twin, you can snipe that out of his hand. I think what we can expect is the Duresses are definitely coming in, the Memoricides are definitely coming in, the Twisted Images are definitely coming in, the Dismember is definitely coming in, then maybe the Doomblade and maybe the Flash Freezes.
Yeah, I was going to say, the big question for me is, do you bring in those Flash Freezes or not? But in the meantime, looks like Christian is off with a turn 1 Inquisition, and we'll see what Logan has to flop down here. It looks like he did bring in the Doomblade. It's sitting in his hand.
Okay.
So it looks like there's an Inquisition, a Doomblade, and a bunch of lands, it looks like. And a Temple Magnet.
It looks like it's just
and a Crusader.
Okay.
So that's a Crusader, not an Inquisition. The art looks kind of like on those. So Crusader...
And is that a Skitherix in the middle?
Might be. That's a Doomblade in the middle.
I'm surprised he kept Tumble Magnet in. That doesn't seem very good here.
Yeah, I mean, it can buy you a turn if they have Splinter Twin, but that's all it does. It doesn't do very much.
Yeah, and if they have a Spellskite, it doesn't even do that.
Right,
just redirect the Tumble Magnet to it.
So Christian takes the Crusader. Logan mulligan to 6 here. His hand looks okay, but certainly doesn't have all the gas he's looking for, especially after that turn 1 Inquisition. Darkslick Shores, and in comes Inkmoth Nexus. So that's Christian on that very important first poison counter.
Yeah, now, what's so interesting about this deck is because Inkmoth Nexus, is a land that only activates for 1, on turn 2, you're pretty much dealing them 2 damage without even playing a spell by attacking with that Inkmoth.
And, I mean, not only are you dealing 2 damage, but it sets up all your Contagion Clasps and a Preordain from Logan Snider there. Christian Valenti on your right is playing Grixis Twin, and looking at his sideboard, he's got Surgical Extraction, Flash Freeze, Shatter, Pyroclasm, and Memoricide. A bunch of cards that do not seem too impressive in this matchup.
No, I don't think he really has that much here.
And maybe Shatter if you think that those Contagion Clasps are going to be a problem, but
I guess.
But or Temple Magnet, I don't know. So Logan Preordains, plays in Highlands, and gets in for another point with that Nexus. Bring Christian up to 2 poison counters.
And the only cards he really doesn't want are... Actually, no, he wants the Doomblade and Inkmoth Nexuses. So I think Christian's main deck is actually just strictly better than his sideboard here.
Yeah, I agree. So it looks like... Alright, so Christian cracks a Scalding Tarn. I saw a Manleak into his hands. But obviously he's not casting that now. We'll see what he found. What do you think we're going to see from Christian here? Maybe a
Jace Beleren, maybe?
Jace Beleren. That's a great one too. Yeah. Let's see. Well, nope, he doesn't have any. Oh, you do down there in the Planeswalker pile. Yep, 2 Jace Beleren. Jace is such a great card in these control matchups, and maybe a Preordain. That's what it seems like. Yep, Preordain is sitting there at the front of Christian's hands.
Oh, he has Exarch Splinter Twin in his hands. He just needs a second red, I think. He's probably going to bottom both of these.
Yep. Jace Tumble Magnet is like, nope, just need that second red. I'll take that. Thank you very much.
And he finds another Preordain. He doesn't need to pull the trigger here by playing that. He can just pass back.
Yep.
Leave Manleak Man open.
Now, if you're in Logan's position, I mean, what do you think you start doing? Do you think that you try and play around the combo at this point, just keep going aggressive? I mean, he can't combo out next turn, but he's within one turn cycle of being able to do it. So you have to be careful. And he just pushes in with that Inkmoth Nexus, plays a Drowned Catacomb, and then passes the turn. I'm pretty sure Logan has Mana Lake in his hand, which will help delay that Exarch. But
The Christian's a very tight player. We can expect him to probably play around most things here.
yeah.
Wow, Christian looked at the top like 6 cards and still didn't find a 4th land.
Yeah.
So
And well, here's another Preordain.
that should help. If he doesn't want to find one now, it's just going to be really sad times for him.
I think that a Spellskite and an island. Well, there's an island, but it's definitely not the second red source he was looking for. It will help him cast the Mind Sculptor sitting in his hand, though. Taps that Darkslick Shores. Down comes Duress, plucking away Logan's hand. Probably going to nab maybe that Mana Leak that he has.
And if Logan goes for the Skithiryx next turn, Christian has the Mana Leak in hand. And then he can Haymaker with the win if he rips the land.
I think Logan has Doomblade, not Skithiryx.
Oh, does he? Okay.
I'm pretty sure. We'll get a closer look at his hand here in a second. Oh, pulls it right out into his poison counter.
He does have Doomblade, you're right.
Yeah. And they just trade discard spells back and forth. Logan casts an Inquisition here, hoping to pluck away Christian's hand, and that's going to do Christian some damage since he's trying to set up his combo.
Now this is pretty strong here. Christian chooses to use a Mana Leak, even though Logan has 3 mana available. Logan's going to pay for the Mana Leak and get to take that Deceiver Exarch out of his hand. Unfortunately for Logan, though, this means Christian's going to get to resolve a Jace and have an unmolested Jace the Mind Sculptor on the table. And games usually don't turn out well for you when that happens.
Yeah, I mean, Logan does have Inkmoth Nexus he can battle into that Jace with, but, 2 turns, 3 turns of Jacing is usually just as good as winning the game. Plus, he leaves that Splinter Twin there too, so if Christian just brainstorms into a Deceiver Exarch, he can even hide his combo on top to protect it from any discard spells. If you're Logan here, I think you probably have to take the Exarch, right? He's thinking about it for a while, but I don't know if taking that into the Royal does you anything, where he does have the combo already there.
Yeah, I mean, if he has the combo in hand, you have to take one of the pieces. Like,
oh, he goes right into the Royal.
Huh. Okay.
I mean, Logan has the Doom Blade, so I'm guessing what he's thinking is he could try and set up the blade on the Exarch. However, by making that play, I think you would pretty much telegraph to Christian what's going on. And there's also just no guarantee that's going to work if, he lands a J, starts brainstorming. But that's not Logan's train of thought. We'll see what happens. Looks like Christian finds another Mana Leak.
Looks like Christian's still short on lands.
He is short, and Logan added a second Inkmoth Nexus to his arsenal next turn, meaning that he can serve 2 into Jace and then 2 into Jace again to kill it, or just bring Christian up to 5, 7, 9, and then lethal poison.
Yeah.
And he knows Christian doesn't have a removal spell for those Nexi.
Well, not anymore, he doesn't. Now the Brainstorms have...
Right, yeah. The brainstorming certainly helps him find those removal spells. But what we know is that Christian only has 2 Doom Blades as his method of killing creatures. So Inkmoth Nexus can definitely get some work done.
I'm actually really surprised to take that into the Royal. I don't think that card has a lot of value there. It can't bounce the Inkmoths.
Right, I mean, I understand trying to set him up for the Doom Blade on the Exarch, but wouldn't you rather just take the Exarch and eliminate having to worry about that? Because
yeah, and then if he draws another Exarch, you have the Doom Blade.
Right, exactly. Because I mean that's how his deck wins. So you're gonna have to deal with it eventually. Looks like Logan's the one sitting on Into the Royal in his hand now, and he might be thinking about Into the Royal on that Jace. His other 2 cards are Doom Blade and Tumble Magnet. Okay. So I mean, you can always make the play of Nexus attack you, or it bring you to 5.
Well, if it brings him to 5, then he only has 1 blue open, and then if Christian brainstorms into another land, he can just use the Deceiver Exarch and untap one of his own lands, and then Splinter Twin at the same turn.
Yeah.
So. Oh no, well, it won't have haste, so that actually doesn't work.
I mean, you
like
could...
Kiki-Jiki.
You could Into the Royal... Is he just going to Into the Royal back Jace here? Like, is that something he might do?
Maybe.
Or... I mean, that 1 poison counter is pretty important because it gets him up to an even poison count. Nope, he just opts to pass the turn. He has Into the Royal up in case he wants to end step Into the Royal, which could be a tempo play. But fighting an active Jace is certainly a hard war to win. If he goes end step, if Logan goes end step into the Royal, then he can attack for 2 and then 2 on the next turn. But Christian is going to try and set up a plan.
Yeah, I mean, Christian here has he has a mana leak plus he has 5 lands, so I think Christian's going to go for the win here on his opponent's next end step.
Yeah, I think that's definitely true. And I'm sure he's a little wary though, because of that weird choice of the Inquisition taking the Into the Royal. But he does have the mana leak in his hand. So if Logan attacks with that Nexus, it's going to be hard for him to pay for it. And there's an Inquisition there from Christian, which will strip probably that Doomblade out of Logan's hand.
Yeah, let's see.
Yep.
He's going to take the Doomblade.
Takes Doomblade.
Players, we are happy to welcome Lindsey Burley and Eric Clubb to our event today. They're located right up here by the main event stage in the Good Games booth.
Does Christian have a second Exarch, or the game would be pretty different if that Exarch
Lindsey's
was
doing
taken?
some 3D cards.
I think he just has the 1.
So if you're interested,
He just
check
has
out
the
cool
1.
stuff that they have on offer today.
Ooh, it's
Check
a
it.
Despise.
Buy some stuff.
Nice. The nice little new
If you want
Phyrexia
permission, you
uncommon.
can talk to them
Now,
about specific
I
cards
think
you'd like to
if
see
I'm
done.
Christian here, I play Deceiver Exarch in response, tapping one of my opponent's, or tapping my opponent's Darkslick Shores, or maybe untapping one of my own lands so I have mana leak up. That seems good. So now what happens is now, if Logan chooses to Into the Royal, this Deceiver Exarch, the Deceiver Exarch's ability will resolve on Christian's land, and then Christian can get a mana leak off on the Despise.
Let's see what, looks like Logan is going to Into the Royal in response.
Targeting the Deceiver Exarch. Alright, so
If you sign
now
up
what's
for
going to
$10 draft
happen
number 1
is
coming up to the main event stage, we're going to get you started. That's $10 draft number 1 coming up to the main
the
event
Into the
stage.
Royal will resolve, the land will
Judge Michael's gonna get
untap.
you
Now
started.
Christian has an opportunity to mana leak this this spell here, which is what he's going to want to do, save this Exarch that's in his
Now,
hand.
if he mana leaks the spell, Logan still has his... Yeah, he still has his Tumble Magnet, but... I mean, Magnet...
Yeah, it doesn't even do anything here at all.
It's only a 1-turn window if you were able to cast it, which you can't even do. So...
Yeah.
this seems like a pretty bad spot for Logan Snider here.
Alright, Christian's explaining it to his opponent. I think his opponent may be a little bit confused by the way the stack triggers worked. It definitely works the way Christian wants it to.
100%.
Yeah, like this is actually incredibly tight play by Christian, by the way. We're witnessing like some really, really, really next level stuff, so. What? I'm so confused.
Wait.
What's going on?
Was there possibly some miscommunication by the players?
I'm so confused right now.
What happened there? So he cast Despise, he cast Into the Royal in response, then he mana leaked. He didn't have any floating mana, right, to pay.
No, he didn't have any floating
now all
mana.
of his mana is tapped. Let's see, he played 1 for the Despise, 2 for Into the Royal. I mean, he couldn't pay for mana leak. Not sure what happened there.
I'm very, very
Did
confused.
anybody out there catch what just went on? Tweet at us and let us know.
Huh.
Weird. Oh well, the game continues. And Logan finds a preordain. I mean, Christian is still in a pretty dominant position, and there's the Deceiver Exarch right there.
Yep, and he has the Splinter Twin in hand, so I think it's just over.
Yeah, I mean, he can't do it this turn, right? But it.
Did he final land plus Spellskite? Oh, I think he can do it this turn. He end steps Deceiver Exarch, so yeah, he's just gonna go for it. Boom.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
it.
there's that.
And Christian takes it.
Yeah, I thought maybe he would.
Maybe we get Christian over here so he could explain to us what happened there.
Yeah, I would really like to know.
So, let's see if we can have somebody send him over for us.